I met a gypsy.
What was your take on money from a young age? Like, you've been super smart with money. You've set yourself up to where you don't have to work now, and you're not going to have to. But you were a kid that, like, did you see it coming? Like, did you know from an early age that you were going to make, like, if you did things right and if things went that way, was it like an early stage where you were, like, prepared for it? Or you had to kind of catch it while it, like, in real time as it came, if that makes sense?
I don't know. I think
because you didn't come from money.
No, my dad, we had enough, and we had enough to go racing and to a certain extent. But yeah, no, I didn't come from money. For me, I always, even today, like, it's good to be, I look at money as like, there's not that there's always more to be made, but we have enough. And until, like, I'm okay with where we're at, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, yeah, sure, I'd like to make more, but I also want to be, I don't want to lose what I've made too. I think for me, I always came up, my dad always basically was always say, you can retire off of this, so money was always, my dad never said, hey, you can be the best at this sport. It wasn't like from a passion standpoint, and it was, I should say it wasn't, it was, but it was always portrayed off of like, like you could retire off of this, like if you're the best.
It was like a means to an end.
Kind of, yeah. It was like, this could be your job. He looked at it as more of like a job. Like, this could be your job, not framing houses. You could be a racer and make your money and retire. Not frame houses or be an electrician or be a plumber. Which, that's what he, we built houses, or he built houses. That's what my, fallback plan, that's what it would have been, was to go back and build houses. So it was always like you can retire off of this. This is your job. And that's how I, that's how I treated it.
That's how you approached it.
Yeah. I don't think it's the best way, I try to, and I'm not super vocal about it, but like, I try to, I try not to do that or say that specific thing to my kids, like, hey, you can retire off this, but I also say, this could be your job. You can be an athlete, you could be the best in the world at your craft of racing and make lots of money and be that guy up there, and try to, give them that excitement of like, dude, I want to be that guy. Because I was never like, dude, I want to be MC. I want to stand on top of that podium. Like, sure, it was like, but in the end it was, or like when I getting close to turning pro, or like I'm going to, potentially be that guy. But that also wasn't like that Deegan, that Andrew Tate thing that you see that, like that he's like, I'm going to be, that was never me.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just way more of just professional, like doing it.
Your job.
Yeah. Yeah.
I looked at it as a job, and that's why now at 35, I look back and you see the characters that are coming out, the AP, the Jett, the Anderson, you see these, who they're, the character they're playing a little bit. I call it character, but that's
but it's true. And so to add to that is like, because you were a character to me. So if you don't make your own character, you're going to be the character that people make you. So
exactly.
I think that's, I don't know why I just thought of that then, but it's like, because when I was a kid and when I was watching you were a character in the sense of like just always angry, always fired up, always a savage, and would just send it. So like that was your character, and Dunge was thanking God on the podium, and he was the nicest guy in the world, and he was the most consistent, and he was Mr. Wheaties Box. And James was the freak of all freaks that would do things that other people, so everybody ends up with a character.
Yep.
And it's like, dude, take the reins. Like you can control the narrative. And in a lot of ways, like that's how I see my position in the sport. And that's what I've kind of taken on, is like, I would like to be a guy that allows that to happen, or like can help, not allows, that's the wrong way to say it, but like helps facilitate. Like if I can ask a question at the press conference or in the podcast where it's like, I want to give you a layup to frame this how you want this to be framed. The fucking story's great. Like, whatever you say to me, if you're a cat person, we're gonna write it. Sick, bro. Like, cats are fucking dope. And it's like they now, I think, are understanding the power of like creating that character for yourself. Like, who do you want to be? Deegan's the Gucci hype beast kid.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yep.
Dope, bro. You know,
and that can also change. You know, like that's him currently.
AP's
and
a good
now
example
he's
of that.
going to change. You know, like once he gets up 450, more mature, older, like he'll still have some trait of that. You know, or a lot of it, 50%, but it'll get more professional. It'll get the knife will get a little sharper, you know?
Yeah. And so when you did start making big money, did you ever go through periods of like fucking that up? Or did you always have the financial guy, always played it smart?
Pretty, I would say played it smart my entire career. We put a plan in place basically of what we thought, you know, where we wanted to be at the end. You know, a number, and let's try to get as close to, you know, let's set a goal, right? We set a goal, and then I raced, and even for instance, like I bought a dozer for the property in Florida for the farm. My base salary was I think 2.2, you know, so I could have just went out and bought the dozer, but I would just play little games with myself. Well, I'm buying a dozer regardless.
Yeah.
But I'm going to buy it on Monday if I win on Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I'm going to make $200,000, probably all in with bonuses and whatever else. I'm going to spend, you know, $60,000, $80,000, $100,000 on a dozer, whatever it was. I told Jason Baker, just find me a good one. Find me one that's not going to break down. You know, this is what I want. Newer, AC cab, you know, heater, you know, a nice used one, bitchin' used one. I think it was like $70,000. I went out and won. Okay, so then, all right, let's buy one. You know, like I just didn't buy it. Yeah, I could have done it.
Yeah,
those are little games that I would play with myself. You know.
Yeah, I bet you never went through the phase of just like balling out on shit out of control.
No. I mean, I had a nice wakeboard boat. You know, $100,000 wakeboard boat. We always had nice cars. I always had new truck or whatever. You know, as for like cars, like we had Range Rovers, a couple of those, but those were always her car. Yeah. You know, like, it was $100,000, $160,000 car. But it, you know, we only have one, you know, and I have my truck, my F-150 or whatever I had at the time.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you can only drive one at one time, and fuck, we're never home anyways. You know,
yeah.
I'm driving to the track in Groveland to home. What, you know, I didn't need sure. Should I have bought maybe more of that? Should I have splurged more to maybe that would have helped me also maintain my career? You know, like, you know, like,
because you get closer to
the
that
benefits.
You get closer to the number.
Reaping the benefits of what you're making, you know. Fuck, looking back, I should have flown first class every single fucking race.
You 100% should have flown first class
but
every race.
I was like, you know, we had three of us. We flew myself, Kristen, and Eldon. So, you know, we looked at like and I think the travel budget's still the same, but it's like $1,500 travel budget. Well, you know, if I would have flew all of us first class, it goes from being like $2,000 for the weekend in flights, or $1,500 to $33,000, $3,500, you know, per weekend. So every single weekend, you know, I'm saving $2,000, you know, and I didn't have to think about that. My wife did all of that. She did all the business, all the bills, all of that, you know. It's like, so she booked flights, she booked all that. So when she's booking flight, you know.
Yeah, you just go with the flow.
Go with the flow, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the last thing I'm not a micromanager at all. So when it comes to that, it's just like, yeah, we're going to Indy. Okay, yeah. I don't even know when she books them.
Yeah.
You know, so, but I think that, you know, that would have been a thing. Fuck, first class every time. Should I have bought maybe a car of some sort, you know, like made that a goal at the end of the year. If I win a championship, I'm buying a car, you know, maybe those things. I don't know.
We're excited to announce the launch of our new membership site, gypsytales.com, packed with exclusive content and perks that you won't find anywhere else. This is your chance to become a part of the GYPSY Gang. And as a special bonus, if you sign up to an annual membership, you'll be entered into the draw to win our custom-built TC125. GYPSY Gang.